If you are what you say you are, a superstar, then have no fear, the camera's here.
Hey YouTube, welcome back to Jerry's NBA Talk TV. I'm NBA Jerry, and thank you for watching. NBA All-Star Weekend 2011 is now in the books. What a great weekend this was. I mean, I'm very, very happy about everything that happened over the past weekend. Blake Griffin put on a show all three events. Rookie sophomore game, he played really good in the minutes that he played. Obviously, Blake Griffin won the slam dunk competition, and then the few minutes he played in the All-Star game, he had a few dunks. So Blake Griffin definitely did not disappoint. So let's try to summarize the weekend. I really got a kick out of the All-Star Fantasy Draft by Chris Webber, Kevin McHale, Steve Kerr, Reggie Miller, Kenny Smith, and Charles Barkley. That was a very entertaining hour for me. That was pretty funny. Obviously, the highlight was when Charles Barkley picked Allen Iverson #1. Charles thought that they were picking for an all-star game instead of an all-time team, so he kind of messed that up. But actually, his team didn't come out too bad. Steve Kerr, because everybody could vote online, Steve Kerr's team actually won. He got the highest percentage of the votes, and I'm not disagreeing that his team wasn't good, but to me, by far, Reggie Miller had the best team. You know, anytime you got Michael Jordan and Akeem Olajuwon on the same team, you can't lose with that squad. So, in my opinion, I liked Reggie Miller's team, but it was definitely fun to watch this fantasy draft. I really enjoyed myself watching that. The celebrity game was fun. You know, guys like Common, and obviously with Justin Bieber, you know, people had the Bieber fever. You know, I don't know too much about Justin Bieber, guys, but I know that I guess he's a lot of young girls like him because he sings and stuff like that. And you know, he looked like he had a little bit of game too. He didn't play that bad. You know, hit a couple of shots. You know, did a little crossover on Common. And Scottie Pippen, to me, he was the best player out there. Like Magic Johnson said, he looked like he was he was flashed back into the '91 NBA Finals against the Lakers. I mean, Scottie Pippen looks like he's in great shape. You know, he's about 45, 46 years old, but he definitely takes care of himself. You know, Jalen Rose definitely needs to follow in Scottie Pippen's workout regimen. He looked a little bit out of shape, but you know, he does a lot of TV and stuff like that. But overall, I had a really good time watching that game. And then, you know, the rookie sophomore game was incredible. Blake Griffin, obviously, he was the host. He was the main person everyone wants to talk about over the All-Star weekend for obvious reasons. You know, he's obviously going to be the rookie of the year, hands down. You know, he plays for the Clippers and was in LA. He was, you know, most exciting player as far as the dunks and the highlights that we have in this league today. And he definitely put on a show, no question. But he seemed a little uncomfortable with all the attention that he was getting because this was a huge weekend, especially in Hollywood and, you know, being in LA and all the media and stuff like that. So it was definitely all the interviews because he was the most wanted man this weekend. Rookies obviously went on to win. The sophomores didn't have Tyreke Evans because of injury, so the rookies won the game. Blake Griffin took a shot to the nose in the beginning, and he looked a little bit hurt, and the weekend almost came to a halt. You know, if he got hurt, it was like, oh man, what are we gonna do now? So he recovered, and he had some terrific highlights. It was a very entertaining game. I had a lot of fun watching that. And then we got Saturday's competitions with the skill competition and the shooting games with the Texas team and Atlanta team and all that. I had a lot of fun watching that. That was a great time. The skills contest with the point guards, that was a lot of fun. You know, I enjoy these competitions that the NBA is putting on for the fans because this is what it's all about, folks. It's about the fans, and I had a good time watching that as well. And then the three-point shootout. Actually, my pick didn't win. I actually picked Ray Allen to win, but you know, James Jones won from Miami Heat. You know, he shot very well in the final round, so that was a lot of fun. And then the highlight of the night, I think this is probably more anticipated than the actual All-Star game, was the slam dunk competition. Pretty much Blake Griffin was the hands-down favorite. Yeah, Blake Griffin, JaVale McGee, Serge Ibaka, and DeMar DeRozan, who was a late entry because Brandon Jennings didn't participate, which I didn't think Brandon Jennings deserved to be there anyways. But that was an exciting dunk contest. I really enjoyed that. I wish they could have had a couple more rounds. That way, DeMar DeRozan and Serge Ibaka could have, did some more dunks, because to me, everybody was a winner in that. I mean, you can't say, Blake Griffin hands down won it and somebody else lost it. I mean, it was exciting. All four of those guys, to me, are champions as far as slam dunking is concerned, because all of them had outstanding dunks that we've never seen. All four of them did at least one dunk that we have not seen. I mean, that dunk, the two dunks DeMar DeRozan did were incredible. And then Serge Ibaka, from the free throw line, I mean, a legitimate free throw line. He's a 6'11", 7-foot guy jumping from the foul line. That was ridiculous. And then, JaVale McGee bringing out two baskets side by side and dunking it with two basketballs, and then dunking three basketballs. And then Blake Griffin, I think, had one of the greatest misses in slam dunk history. I mean, that first dunk he had, if he would have made that, the competition would have been over. I mean, that windmill 360, whatever he did, I mean, that guy, he can fly. To be his size, like I said, I'm going to do a video about Blake Griffin. I'm going to break him down and give you my thoughts on him. But he is an incredible athlete. And I know it's a cliche when people say the NBA players are the greatest athletes in the world. They are, to me. And Blake Griffin is a great example of that. I mean, this guy, there's probably not one dunk this man can't do. And to be his size and his strength, it's just incredible to watch what Blake Griffin can do on a basketball court. Obviously, he won the slam dunk competition. And then you got Sunday, the All-Star game. The stars are stars. The 24 best players in the world for the day competed. And I want to talk to you guys about that All-Star game. I'm going to give you my thoughts on that. Obviously the West won and Kobe Bryant got the MVP. And to me, the All-Star game is about the fans. So I think the fans got to see a lot of highlights, a lot of dunks. The best players obviously rose to the top, with Kobe Bryant putting on the show. LeBron James coming on late with a triple-double. Obviously, you guys know he has the second triple-double in All-Star game history, him and Michael Jordan. But to me, his was more impressive. He had more points and more rebounds. LeBron James, to me, in my opinion, was the best player on the floor. The second best player was Kevin Durant, and the third best player was Kobe Bryant. Now, I'm going to get a lot of flack for this because, people are going to say, Kobe Bryant was the MVP, he scored the most points, and that's true, But like I said, I think LeBron and was the best player on the floor, and Kevin Durant was second. And I'm going to tell you guys why. Anytime a player gets a triple-double, even if he lost the game, I think LeBron James was the MVP. And then Kevin Durant, to me, was more of an impact in the game. Kobe Bryant didn't score in the fourth quarter, if I'm not mistaken. And Kevin Durant came up big in the fourth, and he hit key shots down the stretch. And in my opinion, you can't just look at a player's stats and say, hey, he scored 37 points or something like that. You got to look at how that person got those points. And folks, I don't want to get in, too much into it because it's an all-star game. It's for fun. But people are going to, say that Kobe Bryant, has surpassed Michael Jordan in All-Star Game MVPs, and he has, rightfully so. He was the MVP. You can't take that away from him. I take my hats off to him. Kobe Bryant is one of the greatest players we will ever see. And I'm not complaining about Kobe. But to me, Kevin Durant was more of an efficient player. His points meant more in the game. And in my opinion, Joe Johnson played excellent defense on Kobe Bryant in that fourth quarter. I mean, the East started off slow, and they got behind. But in the fourth quarter, even though they couldn't put it together, I didn't like that shot Chris Bosh took, that step-back three-point shot. I felt like LeBron, instead of passing it to Chris Bosh or passing on the three, I think he should have went to the basket. That's where he's most effective at. It was a great game. They couldn't pull it out. The East couldn't pull it out. The West won, and usually, the All-Star MVP goes to the winner. 99 times out of 100. So. But still, I believe that, LeBron and Kevin Durant were the two best players on the floor for their respective teams. Now, Kobe Bryant had a great game, but it seemed like he was, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, he was really going after that MVP. And I don't blame him for that, because he is a very prideful guy. He's in his 15th year in the NBA, folks. And Kobe Bryant, to me, him and probably Kevin Durant are two of the hardest working NBA players who have the most love for the game. All the sideshow stuff and everything else, I don't think Kobe and Kevin Durant really cares about those kind of things as much as guys like LeBron and D Wade. And I'm not saying Kobe doesn't make any commercials and stuff like that, but he does. But his main focus is the NBA and basketball. And Kobe knows the history of the game, folks. And he's very aware of his place in that history. He's very aware of his legacy. And he knows the more awards he collects, the better his legacy will be. He understands that there's only a short window of time that you have to play this game. And Kobe is the most competitive player we have in our league today. You know, he's one of the most competitive basketball players that I've ever seen. To me, he's second to Michael Jordan. But with that being said, Kobe Bryant, to me, was not the best player on the floor tonight. Even though he won the MVP, like I said before, to me, it was LeBron James and Kevin Durant. And that's just my opinion. But besides that, it was a great game. I loved all the highlights. Blake Griffin came in there and got a few dunks. It was funny to see Doc Rivers put in all four Celtics at the same time and then have the LA faithful boo them. And it was classic. And, you know, the Boston Celtics don't care about all-star games and stuff like that. They want to come back in June. And I'm wondering if Doc Rivers took any money from the Celtics players and hid it somewhere in the Staples Center, like he did again in the finals when everybody gave $100 and he hid it in the locker room. I wonder if he's did that again for the 4 All-Stars for the Celtics. That'd be interesting. But like I said, overall great weekend. I had a lot of fun watching it, and I hope you guys did too. And just remember, guys, you know, it's all about the fans and it's all about having fun. And to me, the NBA is the greatest sports league in the world today. And guys, you know, if you hate Kobe and you hate LeBron or whatever players you like or dislike or whatever, you know, just stop and appreciate them. You know, I did a video about Kobe and LeBron, and I talked about showing appreciation for these guys. And for me, now that I don't have a favorite team or a favorite player, I just sit back and I enjoy our NBA, and I appreciate and respect every single one of our players, and I think you guys should do that too. So I hope you guys had a good weekend. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. And let me know what your thoughts on the All-Star weekend was. And like I said before, guys, if there's anything that you guys want me to talk about, let me know. If you have any questions, leave them in my inbox, and I'll be sure to get back to you guys. Okay? Thanks. Take care of yourselves. I'll talk to you soon. And don't forget, if you can believe it, you can do it. Thanks for watching. You guys know I appreciate it. And remember, folks, always, always treat people how you want to be treated, and everything will be okay. This is NBA Jerry, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace.